Historically, empires have waged wars for any combination of three main reasons, which are the expansion and defense of ideologies, the expansion and defense of territorial dominance, and the expansion and defense of access to more resources. The American Empire is no exception. The American Empire has waged wars for the expansion and defense of the American ideologies, the expansion and defense of the American territorial dominance, and the expansion and defense of the American access to more resources. I'm particularly interested in America's mass expansion into outer space via the nuclear fusion powered outer space tech in the future. I'll keep working on it. In the past 2 decades, the Middle East as well as China have been in the American military's crosshairs. In this day and age of atomic bombs, there's an enormous difference between a direct, all-out, no-holds-barred war between nuclear superpowers and the war involving a non-nuclear weapon nation, or a so-called proxy war. All-out nuclear warfare cannot be done due to the threat and real possibility of humanity going extinct, but limited non-nuclear warfare can be done. Humans don't go to war to exterminate themselves. Humans go to war to benefit themselves. Human wars in the future will continue to happen within the context of benefiting some parties and participants in wars. Above all, waging war is for self-benefit. Since both America and China are nuclear superpowers and China is increasing its nuclear weapon stock, all our nuclear warfare isn't how a war between America and China will be angled and played, while America and China constantly vie for dominance. China's nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles can hit the mainland US and vice versa. The all-out nuclear warfare between China and America would mean the loss of billions of human lives, if not the extinction of the entire humanity. Self-extermination is never an aim in a war. For America, a victory in a war with China would yield keeping its dominant position in the world and all the national benefits that come from being the most dominant nation in the world. In a war with China, America is playing a defensive position, whereas China is playing an offensive position for expanding its reach and influence around the world. For America, a victory in a war with a Middle East nation would yield the expansion of its national ideologies, national prestige and territorial dominance, and national access to more petroleum. Human benefit is a very complex issue, and wars waged for national benefit often result in unintended consequences. For example, the American invasion of Iraq has helped China economically. In AD 2021, Iraq exported 20.1 billion US dollars worth of petroleum to China and 3.26 billion US dollars worth of petroleum to America. China has economically and politically benefited from the US invasion of Iraq. China's economic rise made the wealthy Americans a lot of money and gave some economic benefit of cheap manufactured goods to the American middle class and poor, while destroying many American manufacturing jobs. There are a lot of complex factors involved in human benefit with multitudes of consequences. How will the rivalry between America and China play out? I don't think America and China vying for technological, economic, and military supremacy will stop. It's in human nature to seek supremacy in every human level, at individual, couple, family, group, organizational, regional, national, and civilizational human levels. My bet is that the Chinese ruling class knows how to play international politics and power games very well. They've been doing it for over 5,000 years. The Western ruling class also knows how to play international politics and power games very well. They've been doing it since the ancient Greco-Roman times. To me, it seems that China's main strategy in competing against America is undermining and weakening America globally and increasing its global influence and making itself stronger technologically and militarily, whereas America's main strategy is keeping its lead, dominance, and supremacy in technology, economy, and military while using China as an excuse to do so. My bet is that both the American and Chinese elites know there's a tremendous benefit for both America and China in having an open and public animosity and rivalry and disputes between America and China. They wouldn't walk that path otherwise. I check pro wrestling. All the players know that it's all a show, while the knowing spectators enjoy the show. I'm certain that at the end of the day, what will decide the victor in the American-China rivalry is sheer technological, economic, and military power and supremacy. That's how it always works. Growth and expansion of China's economy and military benefit certain businesses and people in the West. For example, Europe needs China for its economy. The American military-industrial complex needs China as an enemy to justify continuing the high American military spending. Wall Street makes more money when China's economy grows and expands. Because of the Western interest and profit in growing China, uh, the West won't completely abandon China's growth and expansion, but it'll stay cautious of it. For the American elite, there's enormous profit in growing China's economy while projecting China as a villain and threat. For the Chinese elite, there's enormous benefit in portraying America as a villain and a declining superpower that is to be eclipsed and replaced by China. Because all-out nuclear warfare isn't a realistic option for any superpower nation, America and China may eventually reach a modus vivendi, a working arrangement between the two nations. In my Unified Humanities Science, I will statistically QMAS, quantify, model, analyze, simulate, and predict how the international dynamics of superpowers work at the human body, subsystemic, organic, tissue, cellular, subcellular, molecular, and atomic levels. I am Alan Young. I'm an Asian American researcher, inventor, engineer, and entrepreneur. My life story is available in my autobiography. I pursue what I really want to do in my life, which is advancing AI, robotics, human longevity biotech, and nuclear fusion reactors powered outer space tech. I sell a number of products online for commissions for financially self-supporting my cause of advancing science, technology, and capitalism. I personally use all the products that I sell via affiliate marketing or online recommendation. All the products I sell online are listed at alanyoung.dev/product. I need to stay lean for top mental performance. Being fat slows me down. Being lean speeds me up. Visit alanyoung.dev/fat loss for the natural diet, body fat loss product I use and recommend. I need to constantly program my mind for success. Visit alanyoung.dev/success for the Success Mind programming product I use and recommend. I need to handle my dating and lifestyle for success in my whole life, not just in business and career. Visit alanyoung.dev/dating for men's dating and lifestyle coaching product I use and recommend. I teach myself software development for developing and commercializing AI, robotics, biotech products. Visit alanyoung.dev/courses for my software development courses. I'm looking for accredited investors for funding my startup in AI, robotics, biotech, and nuclear fusion tech. If you'd like to invest in my startup, visit robocentric.com/investors.